Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. It really helps me out if you like, comment, subscribe, and if you would consider purchasing from one of my sponsors in the description. Thanks a bunch.
Alright everybody, on today's Petsistence quick unboxing and review, which is sponsored by Petsistence Pet First Aid Kits, we have this box, and as we open it, we are going to uncover this Accurascale British Class 92. That's in Caledonian sleeper livery. And I don't actually have the passenger cars yet. Apparently they're on the way. I've paid for them, but they're not here, but this is here. So let's open this really cool box and let's get into that. And some window blinds, if that's what you want to do. I probably will not mess with those. Looks like I'd have to cut them out anyway, and just wouldn't want to get into that. So a nice little certificate here showing that this is number 32 of 500, I guess. When I ordered this, I didn't even realize that this was a limited edition. I'm not sure if that's the case for all of these or just for this one. I don't know. I guess I'll have to go back and take a look. They're using a lock sound decoder. And this is nice, actually. They've got CV values that you can change if you want to change the way some of this sounds or some of the volume or something like that. So I think that's really nice. Quite a lot of functions on here. I will try to go through as much as I can. And I forgot that when I ordered this, it has active pantographs. This is a nice book. Let's get into here. Nice history. This will be really nice to read when I get a chance. Right now I'm a little bit backed up, so I won't be able to read this as much as I would like. But this comes with it. There's all the livery. And what is this thing? Let's take a look. Oh, okay, basic maintenance, wheel cleaning, and the parts diagram. Very, very nice. Okay, well, that's interesting things in there. Oh my goodness, that looks foreboding. Can you like die or something? Okay, well, I must read them. I'm not sure if this law applies. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay, so the pantographs are locked down. And actually, what's funny is I don't know why. I was having a bad day. I didn't really get it. But all I had to do is just kind of go under here and pry the pantograph up. That's all you have to do. So I don't know why that day that instructions were confusing me. I don't think I had a good sleep the night before or something. So I'm sitting there going, I don't understand. Yeah, so that's all you have to do is just pry up on it a little bit. That's okay, little bits I've got to put on, which I probably won't put on, but I'll check the instructions to see if I have to or not. This isn't Roco. There aren't like really necessary pieces. And both of these couplers came off in transit, but they look like they're easy to put back on, and there it is. It looks wow, there's like really nice specifics. Add-on grills there, you can see them. That's very cool. A little bit of condensate. Very good. Wow, look at the in-cab details. Very, very nice. And there's one card left, a Class 89. I think I'll probably get that. I like the way that looks a lot. Looks kind of like a Trax. All right, let's go ahead and walk around this for you so you can see this if you're thinking about purchasing it. One thing you can't help but notice are the cab details. Got that all the little information panels in there. Door handle. I don't know what is that, something on the wall. It almost looks like a cup holder. You can see the little phone in there. It's actually down. This is really good. They've done some really nice work here. A little bit of paint chipped off of the horn, but that's not too bad. Very nice. This looks like and you can see their cab lights on it here. So that's when you turn the lights on, you can see that it lights up the panel. And this is pretty typical for Chinese locomotives, but I haven't seen this too much outside of China. Again, exquisite pantograph details. Look at that. Multicolored plastics that are separately added. A bunch of wires. That's really, really good. I think that may be the most complex pantograph model that I have of any of them. Here's the center. Again, a lot of these are separately applied parts. A lot of them are either see-through or they're near see-through because they've done such a good job of detailing those grates and things like that. Here's the pantograph on the other side. Of course, this is a symmetrical locomotive or near symmetrical locomotive, so you can run it either way. I think if there's one area that's a little bit weak, it's these trucks that has these molded in lines, that sort of thing, but that's not that big of a deal, especially for the price. I think this is still a very good deal overall. It's almost like them working so hard on the top side of this made the bottom side moldings stick out a little bit more because they're obviously not separately applied. There's my Caledonian sleeper logo, very cool. Here's the fuel, actually I guess it's not fuel, I don't know what this is, but you can take a look at it if you know what this is. You can decide whether this is detailed enough for you. Looks pretty good. I noticed there is a little bit of overpaint in some areas, but certainly nothing that I'm going to worry about. All right, the model characteristics, it does have sprung buffers, there you go. So I always appreciate that. And let's weigh it real quick. For that to zero out, plop it up here. It's a pretty hefty model, 24.1 ounces, which in, let's see, 1 pound 8 ounces and 683 crackers for those of you in the rest of the world. So pretty decently heavy, pretty long model. It does have a built-in capacitor, so let's see how long this takes. 2 seconds on the capacitor, and it has a big old flywheel in it, which helps it out a lot. 2 seconds is more than enough, and with that big flywheel in the 2 seconds, you better hope this is not headed off of a table somewhere because it's coming down for sure. The model's really quiet at full speed, which tells me it has pretty good build quality. Here, take a listen while I follow it down the track. And my easy track is pretty resonant, so it's even, yeah, it sounds noisier than it probably is. It does have a weird bug where they don't check the state properly, so if you turn off the sound while it's running, but then stop it, the sound will come back on. As a former computer engineer, I can tell you this is an easy mistake to make, so maybe they'll fix it after seeing this. Just like my Deltic, the trucks are so long that it simply won't stay on the track going around counterclockwise, but when I run it clockwise, they do. So I'm gonna have to debug my track, and this really isn't their fault for what it's worth. All right, the pantograph operation, I have to admit, is a little bit confusing, and it's maybe because I'm not familiar enough, but effectively they've done the same thing that Rapido did. When you turn on the sound, the pantograph automatically comes up. You can hit F17 and that will allow you to switch pantographs. Here it goes down, and then the rear one will come up. Well, it's supposed to come up one of these, there it goes. All right, it's a little bit slow because it has to go through its whole sound process because they had the pantograph motion attached to the sound. All right, so fair enough. F14 says neutral selection, and I don't, yeah, it's coming down in the back. Maybe it's just I'm just not familiar enough with pantograph, and then it comes up. So maybe that just means it runs opposite. I don't know. I really don't know. But either way, the question is, are we gonna have the same problem with the pantographs that the E5 had, where one of them always has to be up? And again, that's a real problem for me. But there are times where you would want to run both pantographs down. So I had to kind of figure this out and whack a bunch of different buttons to try to figure out. And what I finally realized is it seems like if you hit F8, they'll both stay down. I don't completely understand why. And again, I'm doing this sort of fast after I receive this. But I notice if I press F8, both pantographs will go down, and we don't have the Rapido New Haven EP5 problem. So that's good because I always want to run these with both pantographs down. So either way, you can do it without having to flip it over and flip some sort of a switch. All right, the lighting options are pretty numerous. Let's take a look at them. We will turn the lights on. There we go. It's F0. And then with the reverse, tail lights automatically come up, and there is a function for you to turn those off if you don't want the tail lights on. Yard mode, which just flips to the inside. I have no idea what that means, but hopefully you guys do. Night running mode, it just moves one light over. I don't get it. Top headlight comes on, and then there is a directional cab light also. Now what you don't see when you turn on the headlights, the cab that is leading will have the instrument panel come on, and there's no way to turn that off. I did make a lighting change, and it's only one change because that top light I always wanted on anyway, so I went in here and just edited this so that the top light would be on always. If you want to do that here, you just stick it in to here, and you just do aux 3. I think aux 3 is where the top light is, so we'll plug that in, and then let's see. Okay, yeah, that's right. So that's all I did. That's the only changes I made it so that the top light was on always. Of course, you don't have to do this. I'm just lazy. I don't want to have to hit a second button. I just want this to do it as soon as I hit the lights. So that's the only change I made. Normally, I would have recommended that they have a switch that allows you to turn the cab panel lights on and off. All right, let's do the sounds. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that this actually has the best factory installed sound of any model that I own. They did a great job. One of these days I'll open this up and I will see what they've done to get the sound the way it is, but they've done a great job. This is a wonderful sounding model. It's a great sounding model when it's going around. It's very deep, it's very rich, it's very full. Kudos to them. Somebody has finally done this right, and this is a formula they need to keep, whatever they did to make this sound as good as it sounds. So congratulations, it's a very nice model. I'm going to have a lot of fun, but I'm going to have to see if it's going to pull the consist I ordered for it. I realized I might have gotten a little bit overzealous, but let me let you listen to this for a second. I hope that Broadway Limited buys one of these models and then listens to it and then pulls it apart to see what they did so that they can understand what a good sounding model should sound like. I'll look at this again when I get the consist in for it, which I don't think should be too long from now, but this was designed to be a quick review and I hope I've done that. And particularly since this is a new product, if you're thinking about purchasing it, hopefully I've helped you. If I had, I'd appreciate if you would like, subscribe, and comment. And if you want to help me pay the bills, you can always order from one of the links in my description. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Take care, stay safe, happy model railroading. See you later. Bye for now.